Hi, second grade. Gothic cathedrals are known for their beautiful stained glass window. The open stonework made it easier, and the different supports for the spaces to open up and have these beautiful stained glass windows inside. Some of the stained glass windows can be very beautiful, very decorated, very ornate inside the church. Some of them can have scenes where they have pictures of different saints or different scenes from the Bible. Originally, they were for teaching people Bible stories because when these were built, most people couldn't read. So the age that you are, you would be smarter than most people in the Middle Ages because you know how to read. But they would be able to understand the stories by looking at them and seeing a picture of them. Now, on the front of the cathedral is this beautiful round window called a rose window. The rose window is going to be our inspiration for today's project. We're going to make a rose window out of paper, and we can color it in using crayons or using marker or using both. It just depends on what you have, and it depends on what kind of look. Oh, and let me add to that colored pencil also. This one here used crayon and marker. And I don't know if you can tell which is which, but I'm really happy with the look that it came out. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have a white piece of paper, and I want a circle because the rose windows were in a circular shape. Now, circles are hard to draw, but you also want a precise circle. So I usually find a bowl in my with my dishes, and I find a bowl that fits on my paper to trace around. That's one of the easiest ways to find a circle, get a tracer. So I trace around my bowl. Now, I want to take a dark crayon. Black works really well for this, but if you don't have a black crayon, try to just use a dark color. The stained glass in those glass windows are set inside lead pieces, and they're soldered together, otherwise the glass would fall out. And so it tends to have dark lead around it. But again, if you don't have a black crayon, feel free to use really any color crayon. It's up to you to make this picture. But also notice from this that the design has to be in the round. Okay, so it's the same all the way around, what we call symmetrical, same on both sides, but it's asymmetrical and it's round. There's actually a fancy art name for this. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. You really don't ever learn this till 7th grade. My 7th graders had to do a project on this, but I'm going to let you in on a secret. I'm going to tell you what that is now. Maybe you'll remember it by the time we get to 7th grade. It's called radial symmetry. Symmetry just means it's the same on both sides. Radial means round. Where do we see radial symmetrical designs? Well, look at somebody's hubcaps on their tire. Somebody designed them, and you can tell it's round all the way around. A pizza is kind of like a radial symmetry design, except the toppings would have to be in the same shape. If you slice an orange so that you see the sections, and the sections are all the same size all the way around, that's radial symmetry. So it's just a fancy art term, but now you know what radial symmetry means. And they used it in these round stained glass windows. So I've traced my bowl here to make my rose window. And first thing I have to do is I'm going to take my black crayon and I'm going to go around the circle line I have just traced. And I'm pressing hard. And I'm moving my paper so that I don't have to stretch my arm all the way around, because I really do want to keep the crayon on the paper and not have, and on the line and not have it go off the line. So I'm moving my paper. Okay, now I'm going to take a pair of scissors and I'm going to cut on the outside of my crayon. So I just cut the white paper off. I really don't want to cut my line. There's a trick to getting this design all the way around. And you have to use a crayon for this because you want the wax to touch the other side of the paper and make your design go over to the other side. So, first of all, fold our circle in half. Fold it in half again. That makes it quarters. And then one more fold so that our circle now looks like a slice of pizza. Okay, it looks like a slice of pizza, our circle. Now we're going to unfold it. Okay. Now, just on one of our pieces, we're going to do our drawing, and then we're going to transfer it all the way around. I'm going to take my pencil, and I'm going to make a smile face near the top. Okay. And then I'll go over it with my crayon so you can see it. And then I'm going to make an oval, and then a round shape. And then I'm going to make some half shapes. I'll tell you what looks pretty on this. Make a half a heart on the line. And then, yeah, let's make another like half an oval over here. Okay, so I'm going to go over them with crayon, you can see. There's a smile close to the top. There's a heart, half a heart on the line. There's a circle back here. There's like a flower petal here. And then there's a half a circle on this fold, okay? Now at first you're thinking, well, that doesn't look like much. How are we gonna get the design all the way over? Well, this is where the fun comes in, okay? I pressed really hard. Now, I'm going to just fold this back in half. Now you can see through the paper, the crayon on the other side. Now I'm gonna take something. I can take the back of a ruler, or I can take a hole punch or a spoon or something, and I'm gonna rub gently over top of my crayon, because I can see it through the paper. I can see it, it's right there. And I'm gonna make sure I rub over everything, rub over the crayon, okay? I'm gonna open it up. Now the crayon transferred the pattern, a little ghost pattern, right next to it, so I can see it. So I can take my crayon and I can go over the lines, and you can see I have a ghost pattern here that it's copied. Make sure you press hard. You must press hard. So it's copied my first pattern. Okay, so now I've got 2 pizza slices fixed up, okay? So I want to get 2 more slices. Okay, so I'm going to fold it this way. Okay, I'm going to fold it this way. Now I can see 2 of them done, but the design's on the inside. So again, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take it and I'm going to go over all my crayon that I've drawn. And again, I can use part of a ruler. I could use the back of a spoon, back of a hole puncher. Okay. Now when I open it up, I have the ghost outline of these 2. So I can just take my crayon, go around. I mean, I can see the lines. They don't have to be really dark. Okay, now I've got this whole side done. This whole side done, exactly the same. Now I can just fold it in half. Fold it in half like this. Then I can take my ruler and I can start transferring the crayon to the whole other half. Because I mean, I can see the design. I can see the whole thing. What happens is the crayon is waxy, and what it'll do is it touches the other paper and a little of the wax rubs off. Okay, here we go. I have my design all worked out. Now I have to decide what I want to color it, but a rose window should have the design be the same in all the pieces. Now I started with one color in the middle, then I worked out to the second row of color, then the third row, and then the fourth. Now you can decide if you want to color in between to show the leading or just keep it white. You can decide if you want to do it with colors or if you want to do it with markers. So I did this one with crayons and markers. I think I'll just do this one with markers. And they had lots of colors during the Middle Ages, so these windows were really, really beautiful. Okay, and there you have it. You have your stained glass window, either with the white background or the stained glass window with the black background. All you have to do is color this in the background if you want a different color, but it's both the same kind of idea and they'll look great hung up. So now you have a rose window done just like they would do the designs on the Gothic cathedrals. Okay, have fun.